Hey people, it's the Queen. How y'all doing? So I figured today I would do a really quick blog, a really quick let y'all know how the Queen is doing. I'm actually driving, but I got my light on so that y'all can see me. But it was so much that I see going on in the world. I really don't know where to touch, what to say. At the end of the day, I keep trying to tell you I don't know it all, and I'm not here to offend anybody or anything of that nature, but the things that I see going on is like really messing with me. It's really hurting me. I don't know if y'all got the clarification on what I was doing the other day, but at the end of the day, like I told y'all before, I'm not here to make nobody feel bad or anything of that nature, but sometimes you really just got to speak your truth, okay? And for me right now, let me stop, cancel. Hold on, y'all. Let me do this. Let me get this one right. Okay, so I had to restart this real fast on my podcast. So y'all know my podcast, The Queen Speaks, is on, it's popping, it's ready for y'all. But I really wanted to make sure that my Queen Speaks YouTube doesn't fall by the wayside. So I've been trying to do them both at the same time. And this is a Monday where when I'm on my podcast, nobody can talk but me. But as I was saying, a lot of things in this world is hurting my heart, and it's hurting my spirit, and it's hurting my soul. And it got me feeling some type of way. Hopefully by the time I get home, y'all will understand what I'm trying to say to y'all. I've been seeing so many hectic things going on, and I discussed it on Thursday, and my mom was actually on the phone, and she spoke on it, as well. But what I'm speaking on right now is the way people are being parents, the way people are, I love parental support. I'm all for parental support. However, when you're teaching your child what I consider to be a blaspheme way of life, you supporting them is not really support. You feel what I'm saying? And if you don't feel what I'm saying, let me elaborate. Okay, when you are with someone and you have a child, you guys have a relationship of your own. You care about that person, you don't care about that person. It is what it is. Okay, but in life, things and relationships, they change. So just because I'm with you today doesn't mean I'm going to like you tomorrow. And that's how all relationships are. Even as a parent, there are some parents that their children don't speak to them at all, because as a parent, they put their friends first. They put their habits first. They put the children to the back all the time. Okay? Now, there are some good parents who children still don't speak to them, but that is your child's choice. You cannot make your child speak to you. You cannot make your child be a part of your life. That's not how it goes. And when they grow up and they start doing things on their own, it is what it is. Life is life. You just, like I said last week, you have to pray that you taught them everything that they need to know, and you go about your life and you allow them to go about theirs. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, when it comes to my son is my world. He's my only boy. I didn't want my son to go to the Marines. I damn sure did not want my son to sign himself over to this world. But as a mom, that's not my decision to make. That's his decision. Like I told him, once you turn 18, if you still want to go, sign yourself in, and that's on you. And he did such. He said, you know what, Ma? I'm 18, I'm signing myself in, I'll stay home for the summer, but then I'm going. What can I say? What can I do? Son, you go into the Marines, be the best Marine you could possibly be. Why? Because I know for the first 18 years of his life, I was the best mom that I could possibly be. Whether he sees the things that I've done as me doing it the best, or he sees it as me doing what I could. However, I know in my heart and in my being, I did the best I could. Did my son get to go on extravagant, lavish trips? No, I didn't have it. Did my son get $1 million for allowance? No, I didn't have it. But my son was taught morals, values, how to read, how to write, how to protect himself, how to be a man, how to take out the trash, how to cook for himself, the things that he actually likes, so that he doesn't need anyone to do that for him. I gave him the basic necessities, and it's up to him to build on it. Do you understand what I'm saying? My daughter, she's 23. I gave her the best I could. It doesn't matter how she sees it. I know for a fact I gave her the best I could. I bent over backwards to make sure that they had seafood parties. She got to go on whatever trips her school was throwing. She didn't get to spend it at too many people's houses, but that's because I don't trust people. Not necessarily her. I just don't trust people. People in the world nowadays are weird. You drop your kids off and Uncle Leroy in the back room come out just to smell her panties. I'm not having that type shit. So no, she didn't get to go spend a night at everybody's house that she wanted. She didn't get to go to every party that she wanted. I didn't have money to buy her the latest new, but she looked good. Her clothes was clean, washed. They didn't necessarily have to be name brands in my book. But if that's what she wanted, that's what she wanted. Did she get it? Not all the time. It's life. You're going to get what your parents can give you, what we can afford. And like I said, when I had my oldest two children, I was 16 when I had my oldest daughter. I was 19 when I had my son. So the younger two, I'm still a great mom, but now I'm an even more stable mother. Which means my youngest two do not move as much as the older two did. And it's funny because my older two, like mine, we moved every year. But that's because I wasn't getting child support from their fathers. Their father was not helping me with anything. So I could afford to live where I could afford to live as long as I could. And then I had to find either a cheaper place or a better neighborhood or whatever I could find that I could afford in order to keep a roof over their heads. And it's funny that, I noticed that the children always, and not to say my children, but children in general, they always blame the parent that stays. The parent that leaves, they don't blame them for nothing. They don't, well, it's your fault that we had to move so much, which it actually is the other parent's fault because they're not helping. Like they don't have to pay your bills or your rent or none of that. But at least if they was taking care of their child, then you would have a little bit more free money to put towards a better rent or put a down on a house or pay for a car so that you're not on the bus and the train all hours of the night. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, as a parent, we must be supportive of our children, but not supportive of the wrong things. And all of us think things differently. Our morals and our values are different. So we think different. We move different. We act different. Because this new age thing that's going on, and somebody pointed it out to me today, which is none of my business because I feel like they're supportive parents. The things going on with Dwayne Wade and him with his son getting his nails done and all of that good stuff, I don't support that. Do I support them being supportive parents? Yes, I do. But would I be all over the internet with it? No, I wouldn't. And I'm going to be very honest, and I take it how you want to take it. It's up to you. It's your business. It's your problem. It's your prerogative. If my child came to me and told me that they wanted to be transgender or whatever the case may be, that is on them, and I'm not going to stop loving them. I'm never going to stop loving them. However, they can be that on their own dime and their own time. Once they turn 18, They're free to buy as many dresses and go get their nails and toes and all that good stuff done if they want to once they turn 18. But I'm not, as a woman, I'm not taking my son to get his nails done pink. I might take him to get a pedicure because them dogs be barking. They rough. But am I taking him to get his nails pink? No. Am I buying him skirts and dresses and all that? No. I'm still going to love him the same, but it's my job to make a man, not a man, a woman. It's my job to make a woman, a girl into a woman. If my daughter said to me, Ma, I want to be a boy, when she turns 18 and leaves my house, she's free to be whatever boy she wants to be. But in my house, she's going to be what I had pushed out of my body. And I know a lot of people feel some type of way about what I just said, but that's on you. That's how you want to raise your house and your situation. That's not how I want mine to be. I want my children to be what I had. Now, will I stop loving them if they want to change? No, never. Never, ever in a million years would I ever stop loving my children. But I'm not, to me, that is, you can't help who or what you love. As a woman, if you want to love a woman, you can't help it. As a man, if you want to love a man, you can't help it. You love who you love. If you are black and you want to love white, that's on you. You can't help who or what you love. If you're white and you want to love Chinese, that's on you. It's who or what. But as a parent, it's our job to be supportive and love you forever and teach you right from wrong. It's not our job to dress our sons in dresses and tell him he's so pretty. Because my son will always be a handsome man. I know a lot of people don't agree. You guys feel like, that's the norm nowadays, to allow your children to be gay and lesbian and transgender, and now they want to make it so that they don't even put a gender on the birth certificate so people can't know. But that's not how God intended us to be. Point blank. So yes, I am supportive of Dwayne Wade because he is supporting his child, but I'm not supportive of him letting Gabrielle Union take him to get his son's nails pink. I'm not supportive of that. I'm not. And why is it that now when you see like the AIDS commercials and all that, you always see a black man with another black man or a huge black woman? Or why are they making it seem like people of color are only people with AIDS? That's not how it is. Like I keep trying to say, like, white people are programming this world, because it's interesting that these white newscasters want to say how Gayle King needs help because Snoop Dogg threatened her. But nobody, where was these white newscasters when Sandra Bland was murdered? Where was these white newscasters when, oh God, what is her name? Karina. And they shot her son. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name correctly, but she was in Baltimore. Light-skinned pretty girl with braids, and she got pulled over, ended up getting arrested. Then for a traffic violation, they came with full SWAT and killed this girl and shot her 4-year-old or 5-year-old son. Okay, where was the newscasters then? Why do they care so much about Gayle King? I mean, if Gayle is getting threats, Gayle got money. She can get fucking security. Sandra Bland was threatened by the police, taken to jail and murdered in the jail. Where were these police then? Like, I just need y'all to understand that we're falling into the hands of what white racist society wants us to be. We're falling into those hands. And I want to be honest with y'all. I'm to the point where I'm about to stop supporting all entertainers until they actually start supporting us. We're getting killed in the streets. We're getting murdered by police. They want to say that we're killing each other, and even if that's the case, that we're killing each other in our own neighborhoods. Why are the police allowed to beat our children? I just seen a video of this boy walking through City Hall, and a white police officer woman and a white police officer man, they beat him until foam came out of his mouth, and then like 5-6 other officers ran up and jumped on him and started beating him to the point he lost his shoe, he lost his hat. By the time they were done, he was unconscious, and they were still screaming, "Stop resisting, stop resisting." A black man. Why is this the norm? Why is this okay? And it's to the point, it's so normal, people don't even react or say anything about it anymore. It's like, oh, they just killed another black man, oh well. But yet, white men are still suiting up, shooting up colleges, churches. And it's like, oh, they just shot up a church, let's shoot them with a beanbag. Take them to Burger King, take them to McDonald's, then take them to jail. Give him a private cell so he don't get raped. Where are our black rights? And I hear black performers and entertainers speak of it sometimes, but you know the crazy part? I'm starting to hear it more from white entertainers who are tired of seeing the injustice when it comes to black entertainers. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Akon is the only one that I want to say is doing something. He's making a place for black people. And the bad part is now the government is starting to have all these extra rules and regulations on getting your fucking passport, so you can't even go get your passport to leave anyway. They keep saying that we're the issue, but now all of a sudden they want to hold us here. Now all of a sudden if you got one felony, you can't get a passport. Mind you, 9 times out of 10, most of these people who got one felony, the felony is fraudulent and fake. They got police officers and DNA people falsifying shit just to lock black people up, and they getting 6 months and they free. 6 months and they free. It's like, oh, all they did was destroy a black family. All they did was destroy a black life. Who really gives a fuck? And this is the norm now. Like I said, the 2 little black boys who they told them they could not graduate because they had locks in their hair. Why is having locks in your hair, why is that a threat? Why is that an issue? I mean, to me, it's a health hazard because, I mean, how do you wash those things? But how is it going to stop you from graduating high school when you got a 4.5 GPA? When you got a 4.2 GPA, they don't want you to graduate now because you smart, you got locks in your hair? I feel like black people, until we fully love ourselves and start defending ourselves and start standing up for ourselves, no one's going to love us. No one's going to stand up for us. No one's going to fight for our rights. And yes, there are, like I said, white, non-racist people who are trying to stand up for our rights. But they get shut down so fast. And then black people who claim to not be racist, they want to shut them down too. How does white person want to fight for me? Listen, I appreciate anyone fighting for me. Anyone fighting for me. I appreciate it. I don't care what color you are. If you know what injustice is and you are fighting against injustice, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I love you. I value you. Why? Because you don't have to put your life on the line to fight. I'm going to be honest with you. I see white people fighting for dogs and animals more than I see them fighting for black people. I seen something talk about how China ain't shit and we should do this, that, and the third to China because they eating dogs and we consider dogs pets. First and foremost, there are people who have pigs as pets and y'all eating pork. There are people who have fish as pets. Y'all eating fish. There are people who have lambs as pets. Y'all eating lamb chops? Why the fuck is the United States such a bully that they can tell somebody else what to eat? That don't even make sense. We should fight and have a war with China because they eating dogs. Animal cruelty, animal rights. Do y'all know before them lamb chops come to y'all table, and I do eat lamb chops, but I'm not an animal rights type person. I'm into human rights first. Until we situate some human rights, I don't give a fuck about no animals because they ain't paying no goddamn bills and they ain't working no motherfucking jobs. Okay? If you don't like me, turn me off. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about no animals. They are a bill. They are a bill. So it's up to you if you want to take care of them, eat them, or screw them. And y'all know good and well there is some people that shall be named nameless white people that are out here fucking animals. Because they would not have bestiality and animal porn if it wasn't. I mean, don't get me wrong, they got some nasty ass black people on there too. But at the same time, it started with these white folks. Okay? Fucking animals. Which makes no sense. No sense at all. But then y'all want to say animal rights. It was something in the paper recently that was talking about how white women was petitioning that they wanted to marry their dogs. That to me is animal cruelty. Now ain't nobody said no animal wants you. Just because you want it don't mean it wants you back. But it don't have a choice because it can't say yes or no. It can only bark. That's animal cruelty, mofos. But that's my opinion. We all have them. We all have opinions. They like assholes. We all got one. But as I said, it's been a long night. I'm literally on my way home right now. I'm only going to talk to y'all for another few minutes. But I'm serious. Can we get serious about caring about human life? Human life. There was a boy on Facebook. He was recording the police arrest his friend because he didn't understand why his friend was getting arrested. The police smacked his phone out his hand, threw him on the ground. 4 policemen was on his head, rubbing his head back and forth on the ground, telling him stop resisting, while they the ones moving him. They the ones moving him. Talk about stop resisting. Now the whole side of his face is pink because his skin is gone. His skin is gone. Who's standing up for them? And I'm going to be real. Black people and white people and Spanish people, y'all need to know y'all rights, okay? When the police are doing things to y'all, if y'all don't think it's right, y'all need to lodge a complaint and get you a good lawyer and sue, okay? All you have to do is Google free lawyers near me. Good lawyers near me. Google works. Google some shit. The more, if we start suing all these fucking cops, because it literally is about to be where they gonna make the cops start paying for shit out their pocket instead of from the government. But if we start suing them for their wrongdoings, it'll be a better place. I'm trying to tell you. I'm so serious. When our family members die in jail, if we get our own autopsy and not just accept the autopsy that they did in jail, we can start suing. Because I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, when these people, if they not get done by like a gang or some shit, the fucking COs are killing these people. Whether they white, black, or indifferent. The COs are killing them. My daughter's father has been in jail for years. He had a 13-year sentence. When I last seen him, I think it might have been 4 years ago, he looked so fucked up. And he explained to me that one of the female guards was flirting with him. And the male guards didn't like it. So they got together and fucked him up. First of all, there should be female guards in female jails and male guards in male jails. It should not intertwine. It should not mix. It should not mix. The same way in Philly, like 10 years ago, it was a guard. It was like 2-3 guards pregnant by one inmate. Because some of these guards, the same way some of these police officers is lonely ass people who was bullied when they were children, is the same way some of these female COs, okay, were girls that nobody considered cute. So they go into these jails, they put on the tightest uniform that they can find, and they start fucking inmates. Yeah. They start fucking inmates. I needed to go to that store. Damn it. So at the end of the day, they causing problems. Because the CO men felt like, okay, she should be with me. Why the fuck is she flirting with this nigga? And then they want to fuck these niggas up, knowing good and well that they got to come home to a family and some kids. They done already took them away from their families for years at a time. Sometimes for no reason. Look at the Central Park 5. There was no evidence. FBI tapes say there are no evidence against none of those kids. And it was mandated for them to do their time. And their parents did not support. Like the one kid whose dad told him, just do whatever they say and go ahead to jail. Because I don't want to lose my job. You just go ahead and do some time. That's not parental support. And that's what I just was talking about in the beginning. We need more parental support for the right things. We need more parental support and parental guidance. We need to start teaching our children better values. We need to start teaching our children better morals. We need to start teaching our children their rights. We don't need to teach our children to be scared of the police. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir, massa. That's not how the fuck it works. We need to teach our children how to respect. How you doing, officer? What did I do wrong? You can't tell me what I did wrong? Well then, officer, I need your badge number. You want to lock me up? Fine. It's fine. You can still sue them for unlawful detainment. Know what your rights are. You ain't got to be shucking and jiving and yes, a massa, no, the massa, eyes are coming. And you ain't got to do all that shit. We ain't got to do all that shit. But still, you got to stay safe. And like I said, there are black people being shot with brushes in their hands, with phones in their hands, with nothing in their hands, in their backs, even when they are taught the morals and values that they're supposed to. So something in this human race needs to change. Like I said, there was a one white woman, and I loved her video so much I shared it. This white woman had children by a black man, so her children were black. And when she was at the playground, this woman didn't want her children to play with her children. And when she walked over to the white lady, she said the white lady was like, do you see whose children those are? Because I don't want my daughters playing with those children. And the white lady had to say to the other white lady, yeah, I see who children those are. They mine. And the white lady looked at the other white lady like, you got black children? And she let it be known. You thought that them children belonged to a black person that was sitting in their car doing absolutely nothing, not watching their children play. When their children belongs to another white woman. She was able to experience being alienated, and she taught her children right. She taught her children, you play until somebody is wronged you. And her children continued to play with that lady's children because the children didn't do anything to the other children. The mother tried to make her children stop playing with those little black children, with those little mixed children. And at the end of the day, that's not a human rights thing. That's that racist bigotry shit that we trying to get rid of. Because I keep trying to explain to y'all, we are a human race. We have intermingled so much. Nobody's fully just black. Nobody's fully just white. Nobody's fully just Chinese or Indian or Hawaiian. People are mixed breeds at this time. And this is why we need to teach our children the value of life, self-preservation, and understanding how not to make somebody else feel alienated, because nobody wants to feel alienated. That shit is wrong. All right, y'all, I've been talking to y'all for 30 minutes, and I'm about to run in this dollar store real quick and get me a new shower curtain, because I need one, so I can take me a shower when I get in the house. And I know y'all thought the queen couldn't drive, but I drives my ass off. Listen, the queen is back. Y'all better be listening and doing what needs to be done, because I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. The queen speaks. Share me. Think about what I said before you comment, because there's been a lot of white men, black men. There's been men coming at me, and I need y'all men to know the queen ain't alone. I do have brothers, and I do have a husband. So y'all might want to keep y'all comments to yourselves, because y'all don't have to deal with just me. And I'm rough and tough with my Afro puffs anyway. Rage, okay? So y'all will have to deal with other people. So if you don't like what I have to say, you can comment. I am very open to change, and I'll hear you. But if you coming at me with the ratchet, calm that down, because I comes back with the rat shit and not the way you think. But this has been the queen. I love you all bunches, and I love you to life, because we're all humans in this human race. Now, every Monday and Thursday, the queen speaks, and I'm going to keep speaking. I love you bunches, and I love you to life. Deuces.